This is Phil DeBella, and you're listening to FlashCast by PDB. And yes, I'm back in my happy place in Queenstown, so you can probably hear the fire in the background, the birds chirping, and even the waterfall going. But it is one of the world's most remarkable places, and it is one of the places where I get my best inspiration and recharge the batteries. And so I thought today's topic would be great to talk about, something I get asked a lot. What has PDB been doing since selling DeBella coffee? So what have I actually been doing since 30 June 2017 when I officially exited the business to today? Well, let me break it down into, as I always do, personal, professional, and family. So personal, professional, family, what have I been doing since 2017, 30 June? Well, very simply put, as I always do, I structure my goals. And to me, this is all about a vision. So I lay out my vision, lay out my purpose, vision, purpose, goals, same thing. You choose what they are. So I set out my vision. My vision personally was to lose weight. There's no secrets. I'd blown out to looking like a hot air balloon, and it wasn't healthy, and something was going to give. As my doctor said to me, and I'll give you the clean version, nothing wrong with you now internally, but if you stay at that weight, there's going to be plenty wrong with you in many years to come, so lose the weight. I can tell you that he was a bit more graphic than that. Love my doctor dearly, but it was an eye-opener. So my vision and my goal that I set personally post exiting DeBella was to get healthy. It wasn't a number. It wasn't about weight. It was about getting healthy. And of course, part of getting healthy was to lose weight. And I'm happy to say that when I got on those scales at 167 kilos, I was frightened. I was scared. And I promised my listeners one thing: I will do a separate flashcast on this. Yep, you heard it first. I kept a diary from day dot, week by week diary on how I felt and the journey, and I will release that diary as well as doing a flashcast just on my weight loss journey. But this one's all about what have I been doing since I officially exited DeBella Coffee. So personally, it was all about my weight loss. Personally, it was all about health, fitness. It was all about being the best version of myself. What could I do to make me a better person, both mentally and physically? So it was all about me, and it was something that I'd never done before. I never had the opportunity to be selfish. I was always selfless. I was over different businesses. I had over 400 people working for me under different businesses globally. It was hard. And the biggest part of that business was obviously DeBella. So when I officially exited 30 June 2017, the number one thing that I set my vision on was to lose weight, to get healthy, to be fit, and to do that. And without getting into it, yes, I did go and get help. I used all the resources I could. As I say, use the resources around you. And I will share that on a different flashcast. So that was what I've been doing from 30 June 2017 until today. In terms of personal, I've been getting fit, I've been getting healthy, hitting the gym 5 times a week, no less than at least 3 times a week, smaller meals, eating more often, really take care of myself, and more importantly, taking the time out to love myself and give myself the authority to put me first. So, happy to say that, like I said, I'm down to about 17% body fat, weighing 90 kilos on the scales, between 90 and 92. I fluctuate. So it's been a great journey. Now, family. What have I been doing family-wise since 30 June 2017? And one of the reasons why I sold the business, my vision was to spend more quality time with my family. 2 children, 11-year-old, 9-year-old, and obviously my wife, Jana. To me, it was all about ensuring that I had more time with my family. I'd spent 15 years of traveling, of being away from my family. Sometimes I traveled 3 weeks a month, worked 7 days a week. It was all about, the vision was to spend more time. And what I did was I mapped that out. So what did actually, spending more time look like? I now take all school holidays off. So I'm in a fortunate and beautiful position to be able to take all school holidays off. And I followed a process. Again, vision, my why, my how. So why did I want to do this? Well, I wanted to feel more connected with my children, with my family. I wanted to build more quality time. What was I going to do? I was going to spend more quality time with them. And how did I do that? I mapped it out in my diary. Every school holidays I take off. Now, some people don't have that luxury. So there's been many professional friends of mine and business owners that I've said, you may not be able to take all the school holidays off, but how about taking a few days off every school holidays, or taking a week off every school holidays? And it's some of the advice I've passed on, and happy to say that many of my friends have taken that and have come back and said that they've had a lot more quality time with their family. So for those of you that are out there, it's important that, and if you've got children at school, why not take a few days off or a week or whatever you can do? Take time off and plan it every school holiday so you get that quality time. Because that's one of the amazing things I've been able to do since exiting DeBella Coffee. And finally, professionally, what have I been doing? And I get asked this a lot. What has Phil DeBella been doing professionally? Well, when I exited 30 June 2017, no, I didn't take a break. I went straight into consulting back to the parent company that bought my company, so Retail Food Group. I went into a consulting role. And a lot of that, I worked on the coffee side of their franchise business, which I enjoyed, and helped build sales in Michelle's Coffee Patisserie and Donut King, rebrand some of the Gloria Jean's work, new recipes. I really enjoyed that because the management at the time didn't want me to do much with DeBella for whatever reason. And well, I know the reason, but I'm not going to get into it, obviously, and be political because it's not a political podcast. But, so I worked on that side of the business, and I found that I was able to help them increase their coffee cup sales in that area by increasing knowledge, building relationships, doing everything that I was doing at DeBella. At the same time, I still have interest to this day in India. So I have Coffee by DeBella with the wonderful Rahul Lika, who owns a majority share and runs the show over there. I've got interest in Thailand with Dark by Philip DeBella. I've opened up in New York, Abbotsford Road, with 2 business partners, and I own International Coffee Traders. So I split my professional life up right now as a consulting role. So I'm consulting back to, and now I'm back at DeBella Coffee, consulting to DeBella Coffee and leading the charge at DeBella Coffee for the moment in a consulting role. I consult to BDO, which I love because it gets me in front of amazing different businesses and working with an amazing group of executives at BDO here in Queensland. An amazing financial services business that does wonderful things with wonderful organizations. So I do consulting for them, working with, their exec. I work with some of their big clients, their startups, people exiting the business. So I'm really enjoying that. I also do some consulting work with Wyndham Resorts, where I chair the president's advisory board. And I'm really loving that, helping solve problems. So, part one to my professional life is a consulting role to keep busy, exercise my brain. It's not about the money for me. My money goals was all about having enough money to do what I want when I want, and I was able to achieve that, especially when I exited the business. I was able to achieve it before I exited the business. But I work because I want to keep myself stimulated. I'm 44. I want to keep active. I want to keep my brain going. So part one of my professional life is around consulting. Part two, what have I been doing? I invested in some startups. Let's say 2 of them have not gone well at all, and 4 of them are doing really well. So I've made some mistakes. I've learned a lot. What have I learned investing in startups? Don't be in control. Don't be part of a business that you can't influence. If you can't be part of it and influence it, don't be involved in it. I've also invested in some startup, food businesses. A couple have gone really well, and one's gone really poorly. Again, when you're not in control or you can't influence it, stay out of the investment. That's what I've learned there. And that'll be a separate, flashcast on its own. When to invest, when not to invest, and all the rest of it. But so I've been investing, second part of what I've been doing professionally is investing in some new businesses and startups. And then 3, I've got my own interests. And that is owning businesses. So as I said, CBD, which is Coffee by DeBella, which are retail stores. We're up to 25 retail stores in Mumbai, India. I've got naming interest rights in Dark by Philip DeBella in Thailand. I've got ownership rights with other partners in Abbotsford Road, New York, which is exactly like DeBella Coffee, and that's doing great stuff. And I own International Coffee Traders, which is a green coffee, raw trading coffee business that supplies roasters all around Australia with green bean. And we do a little bit different by helping them, mentoring them and guiding them and sharing the knowledge that we have on how I built the business. And finally, we have a property portfolio, which my wife looks after, but we've got a substantial property portfolio, which obviously generates some great income for us and the rest of it. So for those of you that have been asking what's Phil DeBella been doing since selling the business, I've finally done a flashcast on it. I've broken it up into personal, family, and professional. I hope you've taken some golden nuggets out of it. These things are all about you. They're not about me. It's all about planning, mapping, but it always comes back to what we call entrepreneurial intelligence. Vision, passion, brand, and stick it together with emotional intelligence. Till next time, you've been listening to Phil DeBella, and this is FlashCast by PDB. Go be the best you can be.